anyone left to scream in fear. Your talk means nothing when I got you running away with blood in your tears. Take a look at me. Can you see the depth in my eyes? All the time you're waiting, I get stronger with power and force. It's not a suit that bring you more. In 5 nights at Freddy's free, I'll hunt you down and you will see the better life when you hit 95. That's up in 5 nights at Freddy's free. Alright, go just for me. Your doom is near, your time comes now. You're just too late. I'm coming for you now. All these toys, it's not much time before I take your soul tonight. Piece by piece, I built your fears. What can we use to end this ride? All these fans and all these rules, the camera keeps you from your doom. Cause nothing stopped me from the past, that's why I'm still your bitch. You're fighting soon. Now I'm free to take your soul and place it in mine. All the time you're waiting, time goes longer and longer inside. Before you know it, your soul is mine. In 5 nights at Freddy's free, I'll hunt you down and you will see the better life when you hit 95. That's up in 5 nights at Freddy's free. Alright, go just for me. Your doom is near, your time comes now. You're just too late. I'm coming for you now. Freddy's the god that used to be destroyed. Just playmates, but then it happens. The fire in the eyes became unstoppable. When I talk about killing myself, they're ready for the fight. But Freddy's the best. The pictures renewed the freshness. He drove the nightmare. Perfect. Ready for it again. You sit and stare. 1 a.m. I start to fear. 2 a.m. I sit and doom. 3 a.m. I come for you. 4 a.m. It's just got you. 5 a.m. You know the deal. Let's hope you make the last. It's time to die. In 5 nights at Freddy's free, I'll hunt you down and you will see the better life when you hit 95. That's life in 5 nights at Freddy's free. Alright, go just for me. Your doom is near, your time comes now. You're just too late. I'm coming for you now. What can we use? The power divine. The diamonds now. Burning up in 95. What can we use? The power divine. Your diamonds now. Burning up in 95.
All right. That was a lovely, lovely song by Rain Music. You guys should go probably check that out. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing this fine Sunday morning? Um, I hope we all are doing pretty good. We're also streaming on Twitch and we're streaming on YouTube as well, so we're multi-streaming today. I have the option to stream on TikTok, finally. I don't know why, but you know, it's the way it is. But apparently you have to have a stream key, and I don't know where the fuck sorry, pardon my language. I don't know where the stream key is, so I'm gonna have to save that for another day. Let me see. No. There you go. Now I renamed it to a live scene. So, go to the live chat. I want to see how my my Twitch is doing. See if we're go over here because it should be live streaming as well. If not, yeah, it's not live streaming on Twitch. That's fine. I I'm okay with I'm okay with that. But we're kind of getting back into the groove of live streaming. So uh we're kind of getting back into the groove of it. Um but I recently noticed that CG5 hit 70 no, not 70. 7 million subscribers on his channel. So that's amazing. He's also dropping a new song. Uh I think it's Forbidden Love. I'm not too sure. You can go check out CG5's channel and it'll pop up. But for now, I just dropped a video 28 minutes ago, Pure Rage of Paddington's FNAF demo. Very, very good game, I gotta say. It's not that bad, but there was like one specific part that I like. It was, man, it's just absolute rage. I want to test out my widgets, see if uh see if it works. Subscriber, membership, tip, super chat, merge. None of them. What the frick? What? What? That's not right. I had it. No, I had it for Twitch. That's why. If I was live streaming on Twitch, I would have widgets, but um, yeah. But what we can do, what we can do here is that we can honestly whatever the really whatever the chat decides today. We can watch some videos. We can watch some scary videos, which would be really fun. Or like any songs that I haven't heard before. That'd be really cool. Hmm. Uh, I got like a whole playlist of songs, which is pretty fun. Let me add a new scene. We're gonna set this up as we go because I really don't care. um, live reaction. I spelled that wrong. There we go. Oh, you can't see me. We gotta, we gotta add some things. All right, there you go. Now you can see me. And then we're gonna add a, I think it's display. No, it's window capture. Window capture, window, Firefox, and then put, there you go. There you go. Now you guys can see. Add our chat box, of course. right in the bottom right. So we have this. Boom. How awesome is that? Okay, let's just listen to some Hypnosis. Listen to some songs today. It's a chill Sunday.
Corner of your eye, don't stray too far off the beaten path. Alone in the woods, at least you thought you were. Do they know you're not coming back? Look in my eyes, watch as the pendulum swings. Your mind consumed by the words that I sing. Be free to run now, be free to play, be free to never again see the light of day. Try to resist the pendant's call.
Follow the sound, echoing down, follow me into the ground.
Swing back and forth, your eyelids fall.
Closing your eyes, say your goodbyes, nobody hearing your cries.
You're never leaving. The ropes I tied are far too tight. They don't believe in me. Aren't you glad that you were right? Where you want to be, heard you at night, calling out for me. Go to the forest, never to be found. You made your choices, now get in the crowd. You can't resist the pendant's call.
Follow the sound, echoing down, follow me into the ground.
You found your home inside these walls.
Closing your eyes, say your goodbyes, nobody hearing your cries.
You're never leaving. The ropes I tied are far too tight. They don't believe in me. I'm so glad.
Now you're under hypnosis, losing focus, fearing but what hurts the most is that it's all in your head, no soon to be dead. The pendulum leading, so I may be step.
By step, watch it swing to the left and the right.
Follow the sound, echoing down, follow me into the ground.
Look in my eyes, watch as the pendulum swings. Your mind consumed by the words that I sing.
Be free to run now. Be free to play.
Be free to never again see the light of day. Try to resist the pendant's call.
Follow the sound, echoing down, follow me into the ground.
Swing back and forth, your eyelids fall.
Closing your eyes, say your goodbyes, nobody hearing your cries.
You're never leaving. The ropes I tied are far too tight. They don't believe in me. I'm so sorry you were right. Your skin is freezing. Your body's giving up the fight. No use in screaming. Close your eyes and say goodbye.
Morning.
Follow the sound, echoing down,
Follow me into the ground.
Close your eyes, say your goodbyes.
I wish the song would have continued from there, maybe like another chorus, but I guess not. Why not Terrified, the Walton File song?
I know what makes you happy, it's for me to sing. Sing all along with all my friends.
Hey, somebody subscribe.
Joy was never meant for just a dream. Now say hello to all my friends.
Dark and secrets arise. No one can know their demise.
I'm to blame, getting my head in the game now. Bury away my sins, ain't my fault, addiction kicks in. I just want to lay in bed, the dizziness crazed in my head.
On the surface it's a buggy game, but it's hiding much more dangerous things. Lost tapes of sympathy, that's it for me.
I never really watched the Walton Files.
Raging spirits guide you to who has lied. Uncover the truth that's left behind. Why you looking so terrified? She was beautiful but inside
anyone missing, dead or alive. Familiar faces, traumatized and broken in every way. Eliminate all loose ends, fixing up all my friends. Descend into madness on. I gotta turn this up.
Piece by piece, there goes my marriage. Medicate the heavy damage. Manipulate everyone. I'm sorry, Jack. What have I done? Pick up the phone, pick up the phone. Why are my kids not home? Pick up the phone, pick up the phone. Tell me what's going on. Pick up the phone, pick up the phone. My kids, they're still not home. Pick up the phone, pick up the phone.
Found you.
Why you looking so terrified? She was beautiful, but inside it felt like every part of her was bleeding in every way. Oh dear Sophie, do you recognize anyone missing, dead or alive? Familiar faces, traumatized and broken in every way. I know it makes you happy, it's for me to sing. Sing all along with all my friends. This place of joy was never meant for just a dream. Now say hello to
Alright, since we did that, kind of in the mood, for some spooky stuff. What about we search up, Squimpus McGrimpus? We haven't watched, Squimpus McGrimpus in, like, a couple years now. I gotta say, couple years really goes by. And this, I mean, this really aged quite a while. Squimpus McGrimpus, they've done only 26 videos, and look how many subscribers they got. 365k. That's a lot. That is a trip. One person I really like is Baddington. 700k subscribers. That's amazing. But if you guys are willing to watch the horror attraction, if you guys want to, that'd be pretty fun, huh? Let's watch the horror attraction. Make sure my thing is not really covering.
This Halloween, Freddy's is having a grand reopening at the Washington County Fair. Relive the terrifying tales of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza at Fazbear Fright, the horror attraction. Tickets are now available at hurricanehaunts.com.
Scream on!
I heard that a dead body was found on the day of the opening. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's not what happened. So apparently, they used a corpse as a decoration for the ride.
Ew, that is like so disgusting. Can you just like imagine like the smell?
Yeah, it would smell like Count Barcelon over here from last Halloween.
Just one time.
Hope you girls went to the bathroom so you don't pee your pants.
Shut up. George, hurry up. You're gonna slow us down with that thing.
Sorry.
Whoa, sorry kid. It's only 3 per cart.
Hey, Guys.
Oh my god! Derek!
Guys, what about George?
Wow, he's a big man. He'll be fine. So make sure you don't leave.
Welcome, mortal, and enjoy your stay here at Fazbear's Fright. Your bed has been dying to eat you.
The laugh is so good.
Surely, you've heard the tale of the killer animatronics roaming around in the year 1985.
See, that's my worst fear, is those things actually coming to life. Mother ghost children. Oh, it's his, like, past videos. I like that.
Perhaps you'd like to meet the killer bunny.
Oh, what's the matter? I thought you wanted an audience. Yeah.
I tell him. An actual FNAF Dark Ride? That would be awesome.
Here in 1987, we would like you to join us for a fun.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Hey, boy lovers. It seems like we're experiencing a potential code yellow, but in the event that this is a false alarm, which is most likely the case, we ask that you please remain seated at all times, and the ride should resume momentarily. That's all for now, folks. Scream on!
Scream on!
Great. Door's closed. I really should have just begged Vanity to come with me, huh? Man, these guys are freaky.
Yeah, no shit.
Finally. I hope Vanessa didn't leave without me.
See, that's my worst fear of a dark ride shutting down and you have to get up then leave throughout the attraction. That'd be pretty terrifying.
And now we arrive at the present, where demonic presence has been awakened. Allow me to introduce to you the strange rock.
No one mentioned a drop. Whoa!
Oh.
Huh? Who did this room?
Your stay here as there's right. Your bed
can't just reuse rooms. That's lazy and repetitive.
I mean, for actual dark rides, the emergency lights come on. It'd be scary as hell if it didn't. Yeah. That would be pretty scary.
Okay, we've already seen these guys.
Oh. The puppet.
Seriously? This room?
1987. We'd like you to join us for a life.
Are you kidding me? Again? You put me through the whole ride again just to break down in the same spot? Ugh, great. Now Vanessa's really not gonna wait for me.
No, sir.
Wait a minute.
Door's open.
Oh no, guys, watch out for the black light, but... Oh shit. Yes, just please let this end.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Damn, that fucking burst it open. Whoa. I can't tell if it's like going up or it's just going forward.
Residents, where the fallen residents has been awakened. Allow me to
Introduce you.
the spring trap.
There's nobody there.
Okay, just one more drop and everything will be fine. What? No, 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 no! No, 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 no!
Your savior has been
I would hate this.
Gilbert has been dying to eat you.
This can't be real. This can't be real.
Those images are brightened up now.
Haha, real funny, guys. You can't do this to people. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. It's scary, okay? Just get me off the ride. Oh, come on, please. I get it. Please stop.
Let's go again. Let's go again.
No. Oh, please don't stop again. Please. Oh, please don't stop again. Oh, no, God damn it!
I would get off too.
There's gotta be an emergency exit somewhere.
Oh, there should be. There should be an emergency exit.
What? Hey!
What? What? Oh.
I swear if Derek is behind all this. Hello? Anyone back here? The fuck? Wait! What the hell?
What?
Get me off the ride! It's not fucking funny anymore! It's not funny anymore! Let me out! Let me out! Fine. This most likely isn't real. It's just a result of the drinks we have earlier.
I like how he adds in live action stuff.
London Bridge is
Fall
falling down,
down.
falling down, falling down. London Bridge. What the fuck? Hey! Stop! Get back here and get me off this ride! Fuck. Stop running away. You fucking...
Oh.
No, no, fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck!
He angry.
Please don't shut down. Please, 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 please. No, don't. God fucking damn it! Stupid fucking. Ugh.
Alright, I'm trying to push the car.
Come on.
That's gonna take forever, dude. Those things weigh a ton. Hop on there, bud. Oh, I guess the thing just... Oh.
Hey! Stop! What the fuck? It was a robot? Oh, please don't move. Please don't move.
Yeah, that's my worst fear, is them moving.
Great. Another door. It's all fake. None of it is real. It's nothing but props, costumes, and jump scares.
No, I would turn on the night vision.
Please just be the way out. light. God, how many doors does this place need?
Oh.
Why would anyone need a... Holy shit! Vanessa! 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 Vanessa?
It's like Springtrap.
What? No! Come on! Please! Can't just open! Can't just... Oh my God! Come on!
Oh.
Holy shit! Come on! Come on! Move!
Maybe.
No, no, no!
Oh.
Not again. Wait. What? Where the hell am I? I'm outside. Please, stop. Please, 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 please stop. Oh my God. It stopped.
Yeah, I'd get out of there
leave.
too.
Holy shit, I can leave. Hello? No. No, shit. Shit. Now, why won't you just let me leave?
What the f... Wow. Ron and Dude commercial phone dude. Yeah. I want to see if anything's like at the end. That's very, very awesome. That was really good. That was really good. Wow. There's behind the scenes too. You guys want to watch that?
It's not no longer going to have the motion tracking, but then you go back into Blender.
I'll let you guys, hold on a second. Let's take a quick break. Real quick. How about that? Let's take a quick break. Okay. Just a little quick break. Back to it.
Fear. Fear can come from many different places, and they can take many different forms. Some of our greatest fears come from actual experiences that we had. But what about the experiences that are fabricated? The experiences that were made by a person? The experiences that could be digital? I'm of course talking about the internet and the many videos within the internet that we consider to be scary. But how does someone create a scary video? A medium that is already restricting in itself. Well, the simplest solution that I could find is you have to create something that scares you. Well, okay, that seems like it would be pretty simple, but how do I scare myself? Making a video. Well, we're going to be answering that and exploring a lot more in this behind the scenes of the horror attraction. So, the question is, how did I scare myself into coming up with the idea for the horror attraction? Well, to be honest, I didn't intend on scaring myself. I wasn't even conscious when it happened. But scaring myself is only a fraction of where the idea came from. Because believe it or not, there are 3 different sources for where the idea of the horror attraction came from. 2 of them are related, and one of them I just so happened to stumble upon. So, what are these different sources that would spawn the idea for the horror attraction? Well, to answer that question, we got to go back to the beginning, the very beginning of where it all started. A real life experience that I had about 1 or 2 years ago. And this experience is true. This is a true story of something that happened to me. About a year or two ago, me, my girlfriend, and a couple of my friends planned a trip to the county fair. It was spring break around this time, and so we decided to buy some tickets and have some fun. Every experience I've ever had at the fair has always been the same. You walk up to this huge wall that says fair on the front of it with a bunch of colorful flags. Then once you're inside, you get to enjoy things like the carnival rides, the carnival food. You go through the fun houses that have the mirror maze, the funny mirrors, the slide, the weird parkour segment that make you feel like an American ninja. Then after that, we go to my favorite part. The petting zoo. It actually is my favorite part. I just don't like that the animals are in such enclosed spaces. It makes me feel bad about the animals' well-being. But I mean, they do have a bunch of exotic animals that you can check out and pet, like a chicken, a pig, a goat, a cow, a kangaroo, an emu, a alpaca, and a zebra? I think at one point. That memory is so far back and so foggy, I'm not even sure if that was real or if that was a dream. After that, you go to the expo building where they have a bunch of vendors. You can buy all kinds of stuff from them. And then you have the preschool artwork gallery. It's just a bunch of artwork made by preschoolers. It's as cute as it sounds. After that, all you have left to do is play some carnival games, probably try some of the, I don't know, face paint stuff, and you're done. Just pretty much exhausted at that point of the day, and you leave. And that's been the same routine every single time that we've ever went. And mind you, the county fair that we have has all kinds of rides, but the one ride that I always avoided, and I don't know why I avoided it, but I've never been on, is a dark ride. Yeah, believe it or not, I had not gone on a dark ride. And my county fair has 3 of them. If you've never been on a dark ride, specifically the ones at the county fair, they're not like the ones at theme parks, depending on what theme park you go to. But for example, Disney and the dark rides they are themed based. So they have a theme, whether it's Winnie the Pooh or Pinocchio or It's a Small World. You get in a cart and you go down into this building, and it's pretty dark, which is why it's called Dark Ride. And they have a bunch of sets that they make that are either cute or disturbing depending on how you view it. Funny enough, my favorite dark ride at Disney is the Haunted Mansion, but it's only because it's intentionally spooky that it makes it kind of charming. And there's something relaxing about just sitting in a dark ride.
Yeah.
Just going through it, listening to the music, not having to do anything, watch all these sets just be presented to you. But that's not like a dark ride at the fair. And on this day, we decided to go on a dark ride. So we marched on up, and I should have been suspicious of the fact that we were the only ones waiting in line for this ride. But there was a ride manager, and he had 2 carts ready for us to get on. And of course, my 2 friends rushed over to the first cart, followed by my girlfriend. They all buckled up, and I tried to get in, but noticed, there's no space. And so the ride manager said, sorry, there's only 3 per cart. You can either split up, or you can go by yourself. I bet that sounds pretty familiar, right? And my friends, unlike the ones in the horror attraction, were actually a bit considerate and decided whether they should get off and split up or if they should stay. And I told them, stay. You already have your seatbelts. It's completely fine. I'll go by myself. I sat in my cart, and I watched as their cart started to move. The door opened, and they disappeared. Then the door closed. The ride manager asked, are you ready? To which I replied, yep. And my cart started to move, and the door opened, and I was introduced to darkness. Pitch black, because all the interior is painted black. The walls are super close. All you can hear is the rattling of the coaster moving through the track. And occasionally I would pass by some windows with plexiglass, and there's a Chucky doll on the other side, or a spooky mask, or some other doll. There was probably like 1 loud sound, and that was it. And as the door opened, I see my friends have already gotten off the ride, and they're laughing as they see me in my cart by myself, just moving down the line. And I get off, and they ask me, was it scary? Were you scared? And I said, bro, I was so scared. Was not scared at all. This is an insult to anything scary, in my opinion. Then we went about the rest of our routine, and we left. So why is this story so significant then? It's because that experience triggered something else. I don't know why that memory stuck with me, but my mind thought it was important enough to turn it into a nightmare. And I don't get nightmares often, but this nightmare played pretty much like what I experienced. When we went, the sun was kind of going down, but here it was black. I couldn't see anything around me. I could only see the fluorescent light bulbs in front of me, and they lit up the tracks for us to get on to a ride. My friends go up ahead of me, and they get in the first cart, and I notice there's no space for me. And the guy says,
"Whoa, sorry kid. It's only 3 per cart.
You guys can either split up, or you can go by yourself." And before I could even make a choice, I was put into the cart, and I watched as my friends started to move, the door opened, and they disappeared. Then my cart started to move, the door opened, and I went in. And it was dark again, but way darker than any pitch black room I've ever been in. Occasionally there were spotlights that would turn on to reveal some prop that they set up, but the room felt bigger. Then it started to go to another room. That room was pitch black, occasionally a spotlight to reveal some prop. Then we go to another room, and then we enter another room, bunch of animatronics right in front of me, and I can even see just ahead are my friends just going into the next room. And before I can shout to say anything to get their attention to look back, they're gone. And I'm moving slowly through this big, dark room, and then it stops. The lights come on, and I'm faced with these deactivated animatronics in front of me. There's a couple stuff around them, such as presents and barrels and stuff, and even behind them, towards an actual wall that I can see, is a facade of some log cabin with, again, barrels and gift boxes and balloons and some other props or animatronics that are standing in the back, super still. And I had been waiting there for so long, I got bored and I decided to step out of the cart and just examine all these different props and facades. And as I'm exploring and I'm looking at the door that I had just come in through, I'm trying to see if there's any way I can open it, and there's just no use. They're locked. And then I see something. There's a figure in a costume, and they're dragging something by their side, and they're paying no attention to me, almost like they don't even know I'm there. And they open up a door that I had never seen before. And they walk right into the door, and they're gone. So I run up to the door, and I open it, and I see this figure in a costume. And he turns to look at me, and he freaks out, and he tries to get away. Being there for so long, desperate and panicking to get out, and I just wanted someone to help me, and there's clearly someone who can. I rush over to them, I tell them to stop, and before they can go through the door, I yank them by the shoulder, pull them to the ground, and their mask comes off to reveal an animatronic. And then I wake up. So yeah, we have the experience that led to the dream that led to a big portion of the ride that you see in the horror attraction, and even down to a scene where we see an animatronic that seems to move like a person but is not a person. So what comes next? On comes Source 3. To complete the rest of the story, I added a loop that was inspired by a Reddit Disney security story about It's a Small World. A Reddit story of a security guard that worked at Disney World, specifically Disney Resort. Now, I don't want to give away too much of the story, and I don't necessarily know the name of it, but I can find the actual Reddit post and you can read it yourself, and you'll see a lot of the parallels that I use for this video. Now that we're done with recapping where I got my inspiration from, it's time to move on to the fun part, the making of the horror attraction. Finally, I made it through the whole script. God damn.
Before we get into the meat and onions of how I made the horror attraction, we first have to discuss what George was wearing in the horror attraction. There's 2 live action plates that are recorded. They're basically of me, and George me, is wearing a pretty snazzy hoodie. What is he wearing? What is he wearing? What is he wearing? He's wearing this. He's wearing this. This is Creator Inc.'s Five Nights at Freddy's hoodie. Look, fuck. Look at the back. We got some nice writing right here. And then, to top it all off, if you don't want any, like, I don't know, some clean shoes, you don't want shoes, maybe you don't want that, maybe you don't want these t-shirts, maybe you don't want this hoodie, maybe you don't want these clean hats, maybe you want a coin. What's that right there? It's a Faz token. And then right here, death coin. We got a death coin. They're pretty big. Some ASMR for you right there. Fat tokens. Get them at creatorinc.com. That, and I lost my Twitter account, so if you can go follow my new Twitter account, because my other one got hacked by some loser. It's in my YouTube lists, but I'll also leave it in the link down below. Please go follow it, because I miss you guys, and you guys don't even know that I got hacked, so the first thing that I knew I was going to need when making the horror attraction was a layout for the actual track to go through. So, based on what I can remember from my dream and what I remember from the ride, I came up with this. I just made the letter E. You basically got the idea. This would be the waiting area line. We go through, there's a zigzag, go through all the rooms. There's the back door or back room. Come back around, and you're back at the start. We needed to make that in Blender. And I did make that in Blender. Here it is, the beautiful curve, but I can't just have a curve because I need an actual physical track.
I tried using Blender. It hurts.
To make. So, that's what I did. I made a physical track. It's got a bit of concrete texturing, some metal brims along the edges. We have the actual main track that acts as an anchor for the cart, and then you have these little bars that go across it. They all have like array modifiers and curve modifier to follow the curve, so that way I didn't have to do that manually. Scientific! So once I made the tracks, I had to make a cart to go on the track. So that's what I did. I think it's very spectacular. I think it's very beautiful. I textured this myself. It is made of a lot of different parts. So you got a chain, you got the actual bar that goes down, you have that, you have wheels, and you have this little anchor thing here. All these parts, when you duplicate this cart, because I'm going to need this cart multiple times and I'm going to need multiple carts. So, instead of just duplicating the cart with all these pieces adding on to the geometry and the file size of this blend file, I just put it all in a collection called cart. Then, using Control A, you can pick a collection instance and make an instance based on your collection. And there it is. You have a bunch of carts that are all duplicates. Of course, you can't edit them or anything, but you can move around and add like constraints onto them. And that's what we did. So you can see they're all just one solid object, and they don't double or triple or quadruple the geometry or file size of your blend file. Here, this is our main cart. This is the one that has all the keyframes. The good thing about making it this way and being allowed to have constraints on this instance is that we can add a follow path constraint, and we use the track as the path. And now, with follow curve activated and fixed position activated, we can adjust the offset factor. What does the offset factor do? Well, you can keyframe the offset factor to animate it, and it controls your cart. All these keyframes represent the points in which the cart is starting, where the cart will stop, where it will pick up again, then when it starts to slow down as it gets closer to the drop, and then it accelerates, goes down the drop, and then continues throughout the rest of the ride. Scientific! But, there's something missing. We need the actual camera to look through. So, we have a camera. We just place the camera where I would consider the head of the person in the ride to be. It is parented to the cart. So, wherever the cart moves, the camera is able to move as well. I can pick it up. You can see that when I move the cart, I move the camera. There's a problem with this, though. We are going to need a way to animate the camera while the cart is moving. So we already have the camera parented to the cart, so whenever the cart is moving, the camera is going to move. We don't have to worry about animating the camera to the actual movement of the cart. What we do need to be worried about is how we're going to get any motion capture for the camera. And I'm going to share a secret with you guys. I'm sure I've shared this before, but if you ever are using Blender and you want to be able to use some kind of motion tracking for your camera without having to animate it all the way through, there's a little add-on called Virtue Camera. It is both an app and it is an add-on for Blender. So what you do is you install the add-on. Right down here I have Virtue Camera. Then what you do is you open up the app, and the app is going to look something like that. You're going to have a simple setup, and it's going to ask you to enter a manual IP address, which is your address, or you can just use scan QR code, and now you can see, you know, I have the camera turned on. In Blender, you turn on the add-on by pressing Start Serving. It's going to pop up with a QR code. Then we're going to scan that QR code. It's going to show your camera, the available camera in your scene. You're going to pick that camera, the camera that you want to use to track. Press Done. You're going to get this little setup here, and you're going to see a little closed eye. You're going to see all these different parameters, and basically what you do is in Blender, you want to make sure you press 0, so that way you have in the view of your camera. You're going to tap that eye in the center. You're going to see what your virtual camera sees in Blender. You have all these different controls, from how smooth the motion tracking is going to be, how the position of scale, so how big do you want to feel in your scene? Do you want to be very big? You turn that all the way up and you're basically in a miniature set, or you turn it all the way down and you're very small in this big set. This button's to record. I'm not sure what this recording button is for, if it's just to record anything at the current moment. Then you have this little link up here. You press that link. It's going to ask you to move your camera around. So I like to move it left and right. And now look at that. With my phone, I can look around my scene, and I might be a bit too big, so I'm going to turn the scale down a bit. So now I'm in the cart, and I'm in my chair. So because I'm in my chair with my phone, I can just watch my animation as it's going through, and the cart will start to move. And now I'm going through the actual, and I'm looking around, watching all of my little animations happen right in front of me. Now, I'm obviously doing this without recording the actual keyframes. If you wanted to record the keyframes, then essentially what you would do is, while you're still, you know, in the motion, you press the little red arrow button. It's going to count down, and now you start to look around, and it's going to start keyframing all of your movement. So let's say we're done with that. You just press the button. It's going to stop blinking, so it's no longer going to have the motion tracking. But then you go back into Blender, and all your motion's just been captured. It's just that easy. Scientific. And let's say, you know, you mess something up, you want to do it again. Everything from Blender 3.6 and below, all you can just do is, you know, you start tracking again by pressing the link button, and then you press record again. The problem is I'm in 4.0, and they haven't updated it to be compatible just yet with 4.0, so I can't exactly just record again. I have to like stop the server, and sometimes it doesn't stop. I have to try to like disconnect it from my app, and again now it'll start. It's just been a whole mess. I haven't been able to get a consistent use out of it for 4.0. So if you have Blender 3.6 and below, there's a lot of compatibility with that, and you shouldn't have this problem, but that's just one of the bugs I found. In the end, it still works. Just save it, close it, open it up again, open the app again, and then try again, if you really want to use 4.0. But I suggest using Blender 3.6 and below if you really want, you know, something that's smoother to use. So now we have our cart, we have our track, we have the camera attached to the cart, and we have the motion for the cart, and we have a way to motion capture the camera. Now we just need the rest of the ride, because we don't have the, look at this, this is just a giant E. So I do this by making each room at a time. So the first room I have is labeled line entrance. You can probably imagine what that is. These are cards. These are basically tree PNGs. If I wanted it outside and, you know, it's nighttime and I don't feel like modeling a bunch of trees, normally what I'll do is I'll get a PNG or a transparent image with the trees, and there you go. Now you have trees. You found out my secret. Great job. Here is the line entrance. There's no actual entrance. This is just a blocked off area painted black. You have your railings, you have the path, and you have everything else. You can see some what's called Z fighting over there, and that's because all of these are planes that I drew. So these act as like decals. Even this one right here, even the entrance. I drew all of these little assets to use. Then we have our cart in the center. If I go into render, you see we have lighting. It doesn't look as good as when I rendered it. So what's the magic sauce that makes everything come together in the end, that adds a bit of realism? Well, I'll tell you. It's basically volume. Look at that. I turn on volume, and now we have a bit of haze, a bit of fog. So there's a little lesson in trickery. Scientific. So that's the line entrance. Now the second room, or I guess room number 1, is the 83 location. So the 83 location is the ones with the fun time looking Fredbear and endoskeletons. So that's what these are. These are broken down Fredbear endoskeletons. Even this guy over here, who's in the vent, he's just crawling through. This is just a vague little cutout. We got balloons. These doors don't lead to anywhere. We have fog on the floor. We have the track in place. And we have this guy, our favorite guy. This guy, Yellow Bear. Yellow Bear. You can see he's kind of, you know, crappy. He doesn't look all that good in once you get him out of the lighting. But here he is. He has this little animation right about here. So there he goes. He just jumps out of that little dark hole. And he'll go through his cycle animation, and he'll stop. He doesn't even go back into the hole. He just stops. So yeah, it's just this big cutout. His hat's clipping, and his little lighting setup right here. Each room has a different intensity of volume, and so sometimes I'll give each room its own volume box. But now you can see it goes to nothing. That's because we have to turn on room 2. Room 2 is basically the 85 location where we have all the wizards, or in this case, broken animatronics. Freddy's going through his animation cycle. We have the cupcake right on top of this little TV here. Once the cart reaches a certain point, we'll have Foxy jump out. Then, as it starts to cruise, we'll get the Bonnie little jump scare. He doesn't really do a whole lot. Then over here, the cart starts to turn, and we're faced with Chica and her infamous bathroom stall. And then she closes it, and that's pretty much it. There are these little ribbons that you see. Well, there's wires, there's a bunch of lights, but these ribbons that you see, they're these thin little planes. All of these are actually those little fairy lights. Look at these. These are just 2D images. Little bulb that acts as lights that I strung up everywhere. But they're literally just a flat plane. So, if you want to figure out how to optimize your scene without, you know, taking away too much detail, that's how you go about doing that. Add an image that looks like it's 3D. So then the cart starts to move into the next room, which is room 3. Room 3 is the still 85, but this is mainly the child incident room. We have the doors open up. We have Spring Bonnie running through his cycled animation. Pretty standard. And of course we have the skeletons. So, funny story about these skeletons, right? I was in a VC on Discord with some of my online friends and team and stuff like that, and I was making this scene. I was working on setting everything up. I had the chairs set up, and this is basically just a recreation of that one scene from Pirates pre-show, or Pirate Cove pre-show. I have even the same text on the wall, just with blood and stuff, the same balloons, the same chairs. I added some blood splatter on the floor, which that's just a PNG as well. But then it came to this scene where I needed something, a prop, to sit in these chairs. And initially they were going to be mannequins. Like, I couldn't find little mannequins. And so I was like, you know what? Does anybody have models of kid corpses? Does anyone have corpses of kids? I don't think it's any surprise no one had corpse models of kids. So I just settled for these little skeletons. They're not even like proper skeletons of kids. They're just like regular skeletons that I scaled to look more like kid proportions. So yeah, I guess that was for the best, because that would have been awkward to have models of kid corpses. Good thing we didn't do that. But now we have all these little wires that act as like the marionette, and all the stripes that the marionette has on the arms and legs. Puppet. The puppet jumps out. After that, move on to the next room. Now, room 4 is the 87 location. Although, in my FNAF VHS timeline, I don't have necessarily a whole lot of videos that explore what happened in the 87 location. I don't even have models that I'm happy with that represent the toys. But yeah, they have their animation. We have kiddie rides. We have, again, those little strips that make up the light bulbs. We have a vent. And eventually they start to glitch out. They cycle through their animation. The ride stops. And then the lights come on. Once again, it looks a bit flat right now because we're not getting a whole lot of light bouncing and volumetrics. So again, we just turn on the volume box and now it adds a bit of depth. We have these black light PNGs, so these are all just images that you can just take off the wall and move them anywhere. They have an emission texture, so if you've ever wanted to do black light in one of your scenes, all you have to do is create a gradient map, and then an emission map, and that basically is faking the illusion that some parts are glowing brighter than others. I think I can even shift this around. You can kind of see the shadow for where the light doesn't touch, and if I wanted everything to be brighter, you just increase this. But that's how you fake having black light. Before we get into the back room, I want to show you guys the other room, which is the Springtrap room. So this room, it's pretty simple. We have these planes that represent cloth. These aren't even like ribbons. This is just one plane with an image. We have these beams up on the ceiling. We have a bunch of dirty texture on the walls and the floor. We have these wooden cutouts that kind of look like flames, almost like a tunnel to hell. And then we come down the tunnel. Oops. What are you doing back there? You guys aren't supposed to see that. Alright, cool. so we have this tunnel. And you can see once the cart starts to move, there's keyframes for the lights. For the light to get brighter. There's just a bunch of wires and cables. There's a spotlight. This room is pretty empty. There isn't a whole lot going on. But I made all these wires. And there's also another cube in here. Again, like I said, there are some rooms that have more volume intensities than others. This one, for example, has a volume absorption node. That essentially creates light absorption, which is the further the light goes, the weaker it gets. So as you increase this, the less light leaks through. So if I were to take this all the way down and we were to go to render view, you can see there's much more light lighting up the scene. But as I start to increase this, less light starts to leak through, and we're left with a dark pit, even though it's not a giant room that's just pure black. So that's how you do light absorption. And of course I have all these speckles here. This is a add-on I think I got, or it's a Blender file with a geometry node setup. It's pretty cool. It has a lot of different parameters that you can mess with, but it look like these little images that make up dust, and you can change like the color of these. You can change the brightness of these. I think these have an emission texture. Yep, you can change the brightness of these. You can change the border strength if you want it to be like just straight up dots, or if you want them to be kind of faded. I like mine to be not solid, faded, and then I want them to be subtle. So now they just look like particles. And they're just planes and geometry nodes, so it doesn't add to the blend file a whole lot. Yeah, if you're interested in dust, there's a lot of add-ons to create dust. Dust creates depth and detail, so that's just something to keep in mind. Scientific. Once the cart reaches this point, the cart will go through, and it's just a black room with slight bits of plaster peeking through. It'll come up here, and there's nothing. Mainly because I didn't really plan on anything being there initially. But what there is are the back rooms. So the first back room is one that you guys have already seen before in the horror attraction. It's the one where these endoskeletons appear in. You have this little top of the carousel, a bunch of these shelves, extra endoskeletons from Mediocre Maker video that I made involving a Studio C Freddy, and he has this endosskeleton. There's a bunch of pipes along the walls. There are these beams, metal beams that are holding everything up, all these wires. There's a little ghosty. There's a kitty ride that's messed up with textures. There's a dumpster. There's the Grim Reaper! There's a ladder, and there's a bunch of skeleton bones right there. And of course you have the door that leads into the next back room. Going into the next back room, we have these guys, a bunch of endoskeletons from my vintage models, a bunch of piping and wires, and you have the infamous hallway. Or at least the door that goes into the infamous hallway. There she's. It's quite a beaut. Come around here. And something you might notice is the map of this place doesn't make any sense at all. For example, if we come up here, there are two rooms that are overlapping each other. The 85 room and the Springtrap room. So we have to turn off room number 2. Now if we come in here, it's all emptied out. Now of course we got a cube here for a Boolean effect. Just turn that off. Huzzah! We have light, but you can see this is meant to be the hallway that contains Springtrap and the little button that plays Springtrap's little animation. And initially, Springtrap was in a horror attraction where you just walk through a haunted house and he would be locked up in this room. But I figured a dark ride is a much better idea, and I'll just add a bunch of streamers and connect this hallway to the horror attraction ride. And he kind of just acts as a prop in the back rooms. So this whole hallway, you can see there's the end of the hallway here. There really isn't anything of use for this in a dark ride if it's just not going to be shown to the public, so I figured Springtrap can be seen as almost like a afterthought, or something that's meant to be locked up in the back. So, that's all the back rooms there. That's the hallway. And even after that, we go to room 7, which is the hallway that we see at the end. Even this is bleeding into the back room and the other hallway. You can see the streamers and the border. So we have to close off the hallway and turn off the second back room. And this is the other room or the hallway that we don't see, the one that George runs down. It's got a bunch of wooden beams, dirty brick walls. It's got some piping and wires. It's meant to look very like unfinished. And it's very long. And if we actually turn on Fredbear, which Fredbear is a part of the hallway, but he's a part of this as well, because Fredbear's head is actually meant to kind of go down this hallway. Initially, when I was planning for George's death, when he would run down this way, instead of the cart, I had a second animation for Golden Freddy, or the Yellow Bear, and his head was meant to run down, and we would see George get attacked by him. But I decided to change that. I even had a part where the Yellow Bear head kind of fades into the cart. So initially you see Yellow Bear's head coming at you, and then it fades into the cart, and then it'll end. But I don't know. I just felt like it's better just leave it as the cart, because it was way too much to deal with that short span of time that you see the Yellow Bear head, and then you start to see everything else. But yeah, come right here, you can see that him and the cart start to move down the hallway. And then it stops right there. Pretty slow, but that was the initial idea. Now, I'm sure the other thing that you guys have probably wondering about is the live action takes that I did. So, when I was making the horror attraction, and I had the ideas for the segments that were live action, where I wanted him to be walking around kind of contemplating to himself, I recorded myself over a green screen, just as I did with the case of Edward Morris, cleared out the green screen, made myself into a transparent video, and you can see they're just planes. These are image planes, and they don't really do a whole lot other than display the image. And there I am. So there's me on the rails, and there's another one with me standing over here walking around. You can see I'm wearing a hat, and I got my Creator Ink jacket or hoodie, whatever. And even the light, what this really helps with is adding shadows and clips, and even for when you want the live action plate to capture some light, because you can see this plate right here, this is capturing some of the light from the black light. I could probably catch some of the shadows. You can kind of see the light start to bounce off of me. And so you can get accurate colors and lighting this way. And you can even get some shadows. But the problem is, you know, with it being a 2D plane, there's only so much you can do with, you know, 3D shadows. Because it's a flat image. But you can see me standing over here. I'm casting a shadow over this area right here. And this could be really helpful, but you have to play your cards right and know exactly what kind of scenes that you want to use these for. Otherwise, you know, as soon as you turn a corner, they become paper thin. And that's pretty much the conclusion of this this behind the scenes video. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope this was educational for you guys. I hope this guys inspired you to kind of try to do some of your own stuff using some of the techniques that I showed. I'll catch you guys later, alright? Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
That is really cool. God, that cupcake's creepy. That is really cool. Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, actually.